Mr. Chairman, Lady Captain,
I'll bring it out of you. Does he speak up?
Lady Vice Captain, Madam President, honoured guests, friends and family. It's my pleasure. No, that's my phone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to Captain's Day at Cliftonville Golf Club. Now, if any of you ever watched the 1980s TV sitcom Yes Minister, the government minister had an advisor from the civil service called Sir Humphrey, and Sir Humphrey advised the minister. I have an advisor here actually in Cliftonville Golf Club, and he told me what to do and what not to do, and he told me not to take the mick out of any council members. So that's half my speech. We're now down to 50 pages. He also said not to take the mick out of any past member council, so that's gone as well. So thankfully, yes, Brian, we're down to just the 20 pages. But thank you all for coming. And when I planned this date, I knew there would be some sort of clash. And indeed, my vice captain, Jervis Henderson, is currently in Wembley watching Taylor Swift. Who knew Jervis was a Swiftie? But this date was also a good excuse for Stephen Bunting not to go to Ormer Park to see Take That. So you can thank me later, Stephen. Now, just in terms of the course and greens, considering the horrendous weather we've had over the autumn, the winter and the spring, it is amazing how well the course looked today. And I really have to applaud our green staff. I want to applaud our green staff and our greens convener. Between the weather and lack of budget, we really threw the kitchen sink at Ryan and Glenn, but they came up trumps. The Greens convener Kevin was ably assisted by his Greens team and his merry band of volunteers. And every visiting team, every visiting club that comes here always compliments the course and the greens. So I think again it's just a big round of applause, as well as broken glass, for Ryan and Glenn. And of course, there is thanks to Nick and Match and Handicap for organising the competition today and running the prize giving later. A big thank you also to Jackie McQuaid, our starter. Jackie kept the tee box running smoothly, and to be honest, I think Jackie enjoys bossing people about a wee bit too much. She'd really take that up as a living. And of course, the catering, our chef Anto and his staff, visitors always compliment our dining arrangements here. So a big thank you to Anto, our caterer. Thank you. Also, a big thank you to our house convener, Mr. David Donnelly. David's day job is actually making women look great. But he also has made our clubhouse look great too, so thank you very much, David, for doing that. And to helping out David during the year with our quiz, as our quiz master here, Mr. Brian Wallace. Now, between Brian and David, they've helped me raise money for Action Cancer, and my goal at the start of the year was to raise £500, and we've actually smashed that. We've raised £815 for Action Cancer, so well done, Brian and David. And of course, there are lots of other volunteers in the club who do a lot of work behind the scenes, as well as council, and I have to thank council and our chairman, Albert McCullough, for doing all the work on council and keeping us in check. So thank you, Albert and council. And this year as captain, I got to watch a lot of our club teams playing against other golf clubs. And I have to say, I really did enjoy that. It makes me proud to watch those guys go out and represent the club. I mean, playing golf at a standard that I could never play, but they really do step up to the mark, and it's fascinating watching them. And I want to thank all you guys who have represented the club, so thank you. And I should also mention our club development project. A lot of you will know about this. We're going through a very challenging change process. But, by the end of this journey, I have every belief that we'll be a better golf course and a better clubhouse. And the whole thing would not be possible without the skill and expertise of our two Tims. That's Tim Turner and Tim Devine. Thank you. Those guys are really pulling it through. And of course, our lady captain. My thanks to our lady captain, Rushing King, for her help during this year in a range of disciplines, whole range of lots of juggling, and she has literally nursed me through this year. So thank you, Rushing. So, Rushing, will you accept these flowers from me? And
thank you, Rushing. There you are.
So, could you all please raise your glasses and give a toast to our lady captain, Mrs. Rushing King. So Rushing King, our lady captain. Now, in terms of our, I'd also like to thank our club president, who is Marion Dixon. And Marion is in her final year of a 2-year term. She's done a great job, and I actually look forward to President's Day later on this year. And it's fair to say that maybe a few months ago, I didn't really know Marion, but somebody wrote a book about the history of the golf club. And if you read it, you'll find out more about Marion. So copies of the book are on sale downstairs.
What a plug! What a plug!
And yes, I will sign them, but no.
For a price.
Thank you, Marion, for being our club president, our first lady club president in the history of Cliftonville Golf Club. Marion, thank you very much. And Marion, I've got a wee gift here for you.
You give it wrong. You can swap over later. I think these are for.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
So please, can you raise your glasses and a toast to our club president, Marion. Now, I hope you noticed. Hope you'll notice that we toasted the king and we toasted the president. We are a mixed club after all, aren't we? So I thought that, there is one other lady I would like to thank, and that is my wife Eileen. As I said at the start of the year, the only reason I can get the time to do this job is because of Eileen and the work that she does at home. And so she told me this morning, and yesterday, and last week. No, seriously, she told me this morning, and I thought, no, I am only joking. Eileen is a gem, very, very kind-hearted girl, looks after me very, very well. Thank you very much, Eileen. please, Eileen. Thank this week. Thank you. She may be small in stature, but she's got a huge heart.
And a better golf swing than you.
Yes, she has a better golf swing. So, just to finish off my few words here, back in December, when I became captain, it was a real privilege and an honour for me to become captain of this golf club. Basically, I'm just a country boy who was brought up in 1 mile outside Points Pass in County Armagh. My 3 brothers and 3 sisters will testify that we were all born and bred in a 130-year-old farmhouse with mud walls and thatched roof. Yes? And it was adjacent to the railway line and the canal. We kept pigs, cows, and chickens. Our garden was full of potatoes, peas, parsnips, carrots, leeks, apples and pears, plums, cherries, gooseberries. I mean, it does sound idyllic, doesn't it? Except for the time that Felix ran over my hand on the lawnmower. But one of my first chores was holding the cow's tail as my dad milked the cow. We had 1 cow to feed the family of 9. And we didn't have running water in the house. Another chore was carrying a pail of water across. I had to cross the railway line to get to the well, fill the bucket of water and bring it back to the house. It sounds tough, but it was actually a lovely, lovely place to be brought up. And like a lot of people here of my vintage, we didn't have an inside toilet. We didn't even have a flush toilet. Our toilet was outside. And one of my weekly chores was emptying the toilet and burying it in the dunghill. Now, Eileen said don't include that in the speech, but I thought you really have to understand me, you have to understand what I did growing up. And it was literally shoveling shit. Now, skipping forward a few years, I was encouraged to join Cliftonville Golf Club by Mr. Gary Mercer. Thank you, Gary. And that was in the year 2004. But one of my claim to fame in this golf club was I was the last person to pay a joining fee, as well as my membership. So, shouldn't have told Eileen that. Eileen doesn't know about that. But I was the last person to pay a joining fee, which I thought was, yes, that sets me out from the crowd, doesn't it, Nick? And initially I joined Gary's 4-ball with Dr. Russell Houston and Frankie Bannon. And I tried my best to bring them down to my level, but that didn't work. And then I noticed there was a free slot on Sunday. So one Saturday morning I rolled up and joined in another group who was Paul O'Reilly and Dr. John McGahan. And since then, Paul and I have had various members, including Tom Glacken, who's probably here, Michael Shannon, who's also here, and more recently, a young, quiet fella called Paul Havlin. Very quiet fella. Paul would raise his hand, only he broke his shoulder. By the way, I must have to, I don't know who it was, organised the Red Arrows display for me today, but I have to thank you for that display. It was fantastic. Yeah. Totally unexpected, but... No, but for some people, golf is a very, very serious matter, and you can't have a laugh, but my playing partners know that I just can't help myself. And over the years, I have to admit, I've really tortured my playing partners one way or the other. And some of them, left, including Michael there, who ran off to play in Malone. But we'll see how long Paul Havlin lasts. A number of years ago, after joining Cliftonville, Robert Caldwell suggested I play on the inter-club team. And I immediately volunteered to play my part in Cliftonville's horrendous record in the Ulster 4-ball. That was for a handicap of 16 and above. And I think we played about 5 or 6 years before we actually won a match. And it was such an amazing thing to win a match in an inter-club comp, but we got there eventually. But my proudest inter-club record is playing on the Ulster Cup team, which is handicap 10 and above. And my record is I've played one match and I have one win. So, and that was thanks to team captain Kevin Spruill for inviting me. That was the same day that Kevin got a hole-in-one. Isn't that right, Kevin? Yeah. Now, I don't really want to talk about my hole-in-one because I don't really want to bore you, but about my hole-in-one on Saturday the 18th of June, off the white tees, 164-yard, 13th hole. My playing partners were playing awfully good, but I played better. So that's my second claim to fame. My third claim to fame was winning the Trustees Cup 2 years out of 3. And one of those years I beat Michael Burns in the final. And it was 2016 when Johnny McAteer asked me to join the match in handicap. And that's when I started my other favourite pastime of writing things down. And that sort of reputation got me in trouble again, because in February 2018 I was co-opted onto council. And by May of 2018, Paul Delaney nominated me as honorary secretary of the golf club. So thanks, Paul, for that. Teach me to write things down. And then several years later, I don't know what he was thinking, but John Duddy asked me to be vice captain. So thank you, John, for that. But just to wrap up, during my year of captaincy, I have tried to bring my own personality to this role, which is, I'm an amateur historian. I do like the odd bit of humour, and I like to try and get as much work as possible out of my wife, Eileen. And yeah, I need to work on the first two. But no, seriously, I do like to, my role here, I want to try and keep everyone happy in the golf club, and I really do. I am pleased and I am happy to see everyone here in this room happy and enjoying their golf, and that's really all I want to do. So I can see my granddaughter Jaya is itching to get on the dance floor, so I'm going to wrap up here and hand over now to Brian, our comper, who will take us through the prize giving. So thank you very much, folks, for listening. Thank you.